checkers in the zone and plenty of checkers in the zone to be blitzing after you make the 5 point and he's got that blot. So you stay true to your game plan. And can everybody see why this is the bolder play than making his 5 point? And by the way, I don't feel bad that you would make the 5. Most of us are conditioned to do these things. The word condition is one of the worst words in backgammon. Because as soon as you get conditioned to do something, you're conditioned to make lots of mistakes. You've got to think through each play, because every play is different, and move one checker, and the whole play becomes different.
Well, instead of bringing 2 down to the 9, you could just bring 1 down and bring 1 from the 24 to 20 so you could attack that blot that's on the 14 point.
Good point, but then the question is who's attacking who? He's on roll, and you've got blots all over the place. He's on roll after you make that move.
It's a bolder play.
It's a bolder play. It is a bolder play. But however, if you're blitzing, what's one of the major criteria for blitzing?
Bring wood down.
It's how many checkers can you bring into the zone to be able to blitz. How many times is he going to? All right, David. How many times is he going to dance after you make the 5 point? 16
times.
16 times. If he dances, don't you want to have as many checkers in the zone as possible? If he comes in without making a point, don't you want to have as much ammunition? If your game plan is blitzing, blitz.
And you got all those checkers.
Guys, we're recorded here, please. Why did Hitler lose the war? He was blitzing at first, and he just conquered everybody because he brought all of his troops and everybody into one area, and he attacked with everything he had. And then all of a sudden he attacks Russia against the advice of all of his generals, and he's fighting on 2 fronts. That's it. The battle. So you don't fight on 2 fronts when you're blitzing.
All right.
You go for it.
I think this also goes to Mochi's 4th point, is that even if you were to anchor up, you would be down in the race. I don't know if I counted it correctly, but let's say you did, obviously the first 2 you're making your 5 and you anchor up, you might still be down in the race.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How big was it?
How big was the error?
Yeah.
The error was .051 to make the second best play, which was David's idea of bringing 1 up and 1 down. It wasn't making. You still don't make. The third best play is a .079 error, which is to make the 20 point. So David, you really did come in second. Very good. Very good.
That's better than I usually.
Oh, you're smarter than you look. Oh. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? There we go. Okay, 2-1 to play.
Shit.
Two-one to play.
6, 5, 6, 4.
Not 4 and 5.
I'm hearing 5 different plays here. 13, 11, 6, 5, 6, 4. Yeah, the right play is to hit, but we're playing legal moves now for most of us.
I just go 8 to 5. You don't want
8 to
too
5.
many lots out there.
8 to 5.
Because otherwise you'll be trying to cover it.
Okay, let's get down to the crux. Are we playing bold?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Anybody vote for safe?
No.
Okay. Mochi?
Yeah, this position is very good because it happens very often, this kind of position. But many people play like 8-6 and 6-5 because he doesn't want to get hit. But the best play by far is down 11 and 6 to 5. What would you do if you don't have a block here? I mean, if black checker is not here, like let's say he's here, of course the best play is 11 to 5. Because it makes the board as fastest. The criteria-wise, white is down in the race, of course. White as an anchor, it screams for the board play, right? The best play in this case is 11 down and 5 down. That way you can make a board as fast as possible.
Any questions?
What's the second one there, Mochi?
1310 is the second play. It's wrong by .043.
Yeah.
And don't call me Mochi. White to play 3-2.
13-10-6-4.
Who said that?
I
Who
did.
said that? John Viator, 13-10-6-4.
This is my flag.
Have you been to the cash station this morning? You want to bet on that?
Oh, you want
Yes, once again, the all criteria screens for the board play. And the board play should be 6-4. And actually, Extremes likes to play 11 down. I mean 14-11. But I like John's play. The difference between John's play and the Extremes play are very, very small.
And by the way, the difference, as you can see from the rollout, that's not a bright green. I'll teach you a little bit about Extreme Gammon. There's a little triangle there. If it was a bright green, that means Extreme Gammon is screaming at you to make that play, and it's pretty sure it's right from the rollout. But it's kind of a light green, both of those. That means that I really needed to roll this out another 10,000 times, and even then it might not turn bright green. So we can't be sure that it's right. This is more like listening to Matt Cohn-Geyer instead of Falafel. It's all close, but one of them's usually right, and the other one always says he's right. I'm picking on them because they're here.
But which is Matt Cohn-Geyer and which is Falafel?
Well, I don't want to insult anybody.
Could you go back one?
Sure, sure.
The last thing you want to see is make an 11-point safe play, which is worse because black just run. Let's say black rolls 6-4, and it's like all over already. You know, black is way up in the race. Just maybe next time already cube. I don't know. You know, this is the worst case. If you get hit after 3-2, so what? You have a third check back, so maybe you can enter with 24 and cause some trouble for him. So that's why this is so bad.
Now let's say you got hit and you came in on the 24. That's another very, very common mistake that beginners like me make. We come off the 24 and we come up, and all your opponent can do is go behind you now. So you can see why it actually would be better to have another checker back on his 1 point or your 24 point, so that he can't go behind you, because your goal here is to get a shot and hit it. You're way down in the race. So having a third checker back, if you get hit, so what? It helps that part of the game, and if you don't get hit, you've got a great chance to make a lovely board.
The other advantage with 13 to 10 is that if you get hit on the 4, you got a good 6 back to hit him.
All right, what Herb just said is that if you get hit, you have a good 6 to play, and that's again something we talked about earlier. If you get hit, the one number you can't use to enter with is a 6. So if you can have a good 6 to play, now if you roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6, you've got something useful to do with that 6, and that's something that he's thinking ahead negatively, that if he gets hit, and that's the difference between me and Herb. I know I'm never going to get hit then.
All right, so 1-4.
A good friend of mine missed this last night. He saw me putting it together, and he made a mistake. I'm not going to name names, but the guy with the yellow cap and the green shirt sitting there, that
No,
played.
I didn't see this.
Isn't this the one you missed? Oh, it was the next one. Okay,
5-4.
okay, I'm sorry.
You pretty much have
It's
to.
obvious, this move.
You pretty much have to come in on the A.
You
Yeah,
pretty
I got
much
that
have to.
Well spotted, John.
Yeah.
I got that beat.
In my chouette, that's not a given.
Just come up to the 20. Just come up to the 20.
Just come up to the 20. Who said that? Herb?
I
Okay,
like
Herb.
hitting on the 4 point myself.
This is why Herb often plays under 12 PR.
Yeah.
Often. All right, you're going to play safe or bold. Who's for bold? Who's for safe? Okay, we're split between bold and safe. Tell us, Mochi, what do we do here?
What's safe?
What's safe? That's a good question. It's all relative. In my mind, Carter here is a relatively quiet person. It's all relative.
Well, I think the safe play is 24-20 because you are dealing with the back checkers, which is most important things in this position. Because if you hit him or hit them, most likely you hit back. And that's bad because now you have 3 checkers stacked back on 24 points, and you got hit 4 checkers. But if you enter with 20 points, yeah, like that, now all you should do is fight for the 20 point, which is you are likely to win. If you win to grab 20 points, you have such a nice position.
Wait a minute, you just said something that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You're likely to win?
Yes.
How many people think you were likely to win there? I wasn't sure. It looked to me like he's going to hit me on the next roll, and I'm not likely to hit him back, and he's going to cover. And again, I'm being pessimistic like Herb.
No,
He said
You're
if you
duping.
make it. He said if you make it, it's 9 points.
Huh?
You're likely to win.
you're duping his
Oh,
threes. You don't want to strip your 8 if you hit, or you simply don't
Oh,
want
okay.
to hit on the
You are
deuce.
more likely to win battle in the 20 point than the battle in the 4 point. In the inner point.
I got you.
Because if you hit 4, he has 4 to hit back and 2 hit back, 3 and 5 and 6 make an anchor, which is too
And
many
you're-
numbers.
You're up in the race, aren't you?
All right, so here, this answered Carter's question. What's the safe play? It wasn't easy to see that this is a safe play because it's still dangerous. Everything is risk reward, and it's safe compared to the other play. Some people say when they roll doubles, they see double twos and they see a good play. Well, there might be a great play that's better. Everything is relative to what is the other possible play you can make. Nothing stands by itself. It's only a good play or bad play in comparison. So there's a really good trick that I learned again from Perry. Narrow down your decision if you can. Look at all possible plays. If you can narrow it down to 2, which one is better? They may both be horrible. Which one's less horrible? You're always comparing, hopefully, 2 plays. Sometimes, if you're like me, you've got 7 plays you're looking at and you don't know where to go. So I just pick the best 2. Sometimes I flip a coin and then I work at it. So it's better than nothing.
Well, I always refer safe play as the dealing with the back checkers, which I call safe play.
The safe play.
Yeah.
That's a really good hint. Did you hear that, everybody?
No.
He always considers that the safe play is moving the back checkers. You're playing on his side of the board is generally a safer play than playing aggressively on your side of the board.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
All right, everybody thought? Are we bold or safe? Are we bold?
Hit out.
Get out. You're bold.
No.
Who says safe? Falafel and Toby say safe. Carter says bold. Who are we going to vote for? Falafel and Toby or Carter? Gee, that's hard. I got a giant, the guy who won more money in backgammon the last 2 years than probably anybody, and Carter, who's just won money from me in the last 2 years more than anybody. Okay, Mochi, take it away.
Huh? Yeah.
Should I show the answer?
Show them the answer, yeah.
Oh my God! Falafel and Toby were right and Carter was wrong.
Play it across
Oh
the-
my
let's play it
God!
across the board.
Uh-huh.
We'll see who gets gammon.
Yeah.
the first- second best
it's just
play
too,
is
too
point
many
to be
shots.
won.
If you hit 11 points, you have to, come up from 24, which leaves like 4 blocks and zillion return shots, which is not so nice. In this case, you are up in the race. You want to consolidate the position by making a 9 point.
And you get a beautiful distribution of checkers.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I as they mentioned earlier, I give a lot of lessons, and I have several students that don't realize how important it is not to have too many blots around the board unless you have an incredibly strong position, and then you want plenty of blots. But when you don't have a lot of blot, a really strong position, and you should be playing safe, for every blot you should take a shot of vodka or something, and then they'll understand the position after about 4 or 5 plays. It really works well. You really realize how bad it is to leave too many blots. We've got two more, and then we have a couple of announcements to make. We're going to make it. 6-4 to play. There is a black blot on the 2-point, on White's 2-point. And there is a black blot on his own 2-point. I'm sorry that the blacks are hard to see on this screen.
Yeah.
It's Mochi's fault. He made me change it. Oh.
22-18 and 8-2 hitting.
Wait, what?
He only has 3 points in this board.
That's correct. He has 3 made points plus the 2-point. It's what we call a leapster board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'm coming out and Duke is 4s, so I'm bringing a 6 out and 4 down.
You bring, all right, we got a 6 out, 4 down from Herb. John likes to
I
hit.
said 22-18 and 8-2 hitting.
Yeah, 22-18, 8-2 hitting. John, you're very, very aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay, should we be playing bold or safe? Bold?
Oh,
I got a lot of hands for bold. How about safe? Anybody think safe? Okay, so most people agree bold. Is that correct, Mochi?
Yeah.
So what's the best bold play you can make? Viator is right. Wow.
How often?
Nice work, John. Very good. Very good. Do you use a tape measure for this?
Yes. This position you have to play board because you have better board. You have 4-point board against 3-point board plus blot here. So even if you can hit, you can maybe you can hit back. And if he does, it's great. So and also you are down in the race. So you don't want to, you don't let him go. You have to hit and go for it.
A question.
Yes.
I thought if we blitz, then we don't care about the other side of the board. Why don't we go 13-9 with the 4?
Well, you are kind of primed. You have 3 checkers back behind the 4 prime. You want to, if you are hit, you are already pretty bad anyways. So you just play for a better, good situation, and good sequence. You understand what I mean?
There's one other answer to your question also. What Mochi said is true, but when you play 13-9, you haven't added a builder for the 1 and the 2 points, the 2 points that are open. Now, if you could bring a builder down into the zone to a place where you can cover the 2-point or hit the 2-point or 1-point, now you've got a very strong reason to do that. It might still be right to get the back checkers moving in comparison, but then it would be a tough call for me. But in this case, because 13-9 doesn't give me another direct builder, it's not as important as getting that unstacked on the other side. Unstacking is one of your major goals anytime, especially when you might get stuck in the outfield. The other thing is, one of the big things you have to worry about, if this blitz is successful, how are you going to lose this game? If you can't move those back checkers and you have to break your point. It happens to me every single time.
Yeah.
I have a question. What if you hide the blot from the 2-point and to the 4-point or the 5? Would that change anything?
If you move Black's checker from his 2-point to the 4-point,
Yeah.
and not have a blot?
Right, not have a blot.
I don't know, I'll have to put it in Extreme Gammon and we'll have to look at it. And sometimes you can really be a jerk, Falafel, to ask questions like that. I mean, we got this whole prepared.
Sometimes.
I know exactly what to say because I've seen the answers, and then you ask me about a different position. What kind of a person are you? Matt, you got an answer for that?
Probably not.
You just wanted to raise your hand to tell us that? Thank you for that help. That helps.
The thing is, it's hard to win this game if you play 16-9. Now, how are you? He has all the time in the world to roll a 5. He can just roll a 4 and hit you, and you don't really stand to improve your position unless you roll 6-3, double 3, or double 6. There's only a couple rolls that can even improve your position.
Wow. I miss you. I really do. And as you gain weight, you're gaining vocabulary. I mean, for 3 years I would ask.
It's horrible.
Hey,
puts on.
It's unbelievable. For 3 years, I'd ask Matt a question, and he would say, I say, why would you make this play? He says, because it's right. That's the only answer I ever got. Now we put 4 sentences together. This is wonderful. No wonder you're going up on the Giants list. You can talk. People know he's gotten better. I'm glad you've broken down and been able to do this. Thank you for the explanation, by the way. I don't mean to be sarcastic. I really appreciate it. I listened to him last night and made the wrong play. It was wonderful. I'm in the match against Falafel, and I'm down to a really tough position. And Falafel, being a sweet, generous guy, and by the way, I found out later on that these guys are roommates. He says, you can ask Matt, and he'll tell you what to do. And Matt gives me the wrong play. And it's wrong by .007, by the way. Yeah, .007. You were right. It was wrong to come off the. You do come off the ace point there, and I got the answer from. Here's the point: if you're playing someone, don't ask their roommate what the right play is.
It really depends on the roommate.
Yeah, that's right. All right, one more position, then we'll wrap it up. And this is one that my friend had a little problem with last night. Okay, 5-4 to play.
10-5 and 13-9.
Viator again steps up to the plate, says 10-5, 13-9. He's playing bold. Kind else got a thought or another play?
I go for Johnny. We're getting hit on the other side of the board, so I hit him.
You got it, yeah.
You kind of have to protect that blot on the 3.
Okay. Anybody else?
The best defense is good on the pass.
What about pick and pass? What about 10-5, 5-1? You don't like that play? No? This is not. We're playing scoreless. We're playing We're playing normal match score, 11 away, or money game. So we don't complicate it with the score.
Nobody here plays for money. So.
Yeah. Okay. We don't play for money.
Well, I guess it duplicates the 6, right?
As long as he can come in between numbers.
All right. One thing I'm hearing is you're playing bold. Do people agree with that? And I think somebody said, I think Carter said that you're going to get attacked like crazy if you don't play bold. He's going to hit you with everything he can. So you probably do need to hit that 5. The only question is whether you pick and pass or play super bold. And the answer is that John is right again. John, you should have given a lecture. And it's a 19% error to pick and pass, to play that safe. You need to make that 5-point to win this game. That's the answer. You gotta go forward with this, and you need to make the 9-point. Real quick, we're right on time. We're supposed to quit in 4 minutes. Let me just tell you that we had a USBGF meeting yesterday that Perry and Karen ran. I've been part of many associations in my life. That was the best meeting, and I'm sorry, Karen and Perry. It's not because of you. You did a great job. You always do.